Once you've uploaded your CSV and you've matched your vendors, you're now taken to your personal income statement. This is where you can see how much money you made, how much you spent, and then whether you saved or not during that time. Now, your numbers are going to be thrown off if the vendor match hasn't been completed. If you don't have this down to 0, then we can't promise that something isn't going to get skewed. If we don't know that you made money, then we're not going to add it to your income. If we don't know that you spent the money somewhere, then we're not going to add it to your expenses. And so it won't show up on this page at all. Now, the personal income statement actually has a lot of information that's baked into it. You just can't see it on the surface. So the first thing that you should be aware of is the month. For every month that we have data, we will give you an option to select it. In this case, we're looking at July. But I know that June has a little more information. So let's look at June. So as we see, numbers have changed. Instead of it being a negative net income, we are positive. And we see a lot more income has been noted, and we see a lot more expenses have been identified. And what you're able to do is you can actually toggle to see the various income categories. Salary is one of the categories. And then you can see what are the subcategories that make up that salary. And so here we can actually see that full-time work is what brought in the bulk of the income, but there is some part-time work as well. And under expenses, we can see that we spent some money at a convenience store, at Walmart, at Amazon, on cars. And in fact, Amazon is the most expensive vendor, or is the most expensive category that we have spent money. And then you'd be able to look at the subcategories within each of them as well. And notice how car is the only one right now that has 2 subcategories. As more information is added, we'll be able to detect more subcategories, and eventually we'll be able to give you a little bit more granularity so you can identify Amazon as a category, and then you can break out those individual purchases into clothing, electronics, his, hers, however you choose to do that. But the point is that this page has a lot of information on it that you can access. It looks really simple and straightforward, and it is, but underneath the surface, there are just some really useful pieces of information that you have very easy access to. And when we get to the category details page, we'll show you where you can see the individual transactions themselves. If you have any questions, as usual, reach out to us at support. We'd be happy to help with anything you got.